Welcome to You Are Not Alone. This is a safe place to explore all things spiritual and beyond. I am spiritual medium Erika Gabriel. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to You Are Not Alone. I'm so happy you're here. I am so happy you're here. It's nice to connect. It's been a little while. You know, I think there's a few reasons why I take some breaks. I feel like I need to fill my cup sometimes and really tune into what is going on with the collective and bring forward some information for you guys that is new, right? There's never a shortage of information from spirit, but it's important to put it together in a way that serves everyone and that is, useful. So I'll tell you a funny story. The other day, I went into my daughter's room and I was like, "Hey, girl, hey, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we hanging out? You're playing music. Do you want to hang out?" And she was like, "Mom, at the end of the day, I'm going to say my social cup is really full. Like my socializing cup is really full. And, I kind of just want to just kind of be alone." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Okay, fine." She's 10, guys. This is like preteen. And I respect that. I respect that she wants space. But as a mom, I'm like, "Let's hang out. Do you want to do face masks?" Which we do. But sometimes she's like, "Mom." The worst is when I say slang, like her generation slang, her and my son, they act like I poured kryptonite on them. They're like, "No, this is horrible. Don't say Riz. Don't say whatever, skibbity or whatever the fuck these kids are saying." Anyway, so I think, I kind of relate to her a little bit. Sometimes my cup to output, is fuller, or actually I should say low. And I need to refill the cup. But so thank you for bearing with me during that short break. I have some cool guests coming up. And today I want to talk about being a medium. Also I put out on Instagram, I got a lot of very interesting, every day I get interesting people saying "Hey, here's what I do. Would love to come on your podcast if it's aligned." Super cool people, by the way, cool people doing amazing things. And I will read their bio and I will read what they're doing. And I'll just get a no. I'll just get a no. And it is nothing to do with them in the sense they're bad, they're negative, they're not this, they're not that. It doesn't. It's just, I will get a no. I will get a no for it. It's strange. It's very normal because I'm working with my guides on this podcast and have for the past 5 years, but it's also but why not? They seem so interesting and it'll just be a no. And I think because you and I have this symbiotic relationship, this synergized relationship where we connect with each other energetically. And I can feel if that's something that will serve you guys. And sometimes it's just a no. And it's really interesting. So I put something out actually on Instagram that was "Hey guys, I get no's, but do you want me to have them on anyway?" Because it's just really interesting to hear people from all different perspectives. I don't need people on that I agree with 100%. Of course not. Everyone can have different perspectives. But I was "Do you guys want me to have on people that it's a no?" And you guys were all "Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's why we're here. We trust you. Just put on people that's a yes." I'm "Okay, cool. Let's do that." And then you guys continue to say, "We love the solo episodes and we want to hear about being a medium and we want to hear about your experiences." And I'm "Awesome, let's do it." And I do have 2 guests coming that it's a glaring, yes, with a big, big yes on the side. Yes. So that'll be really cool. But today I want to talk about mediumship a little bit. And I want to talk about people that I talk to that say they want to be a medium, or they're more "Well, I can connect with spirits, so I just want to help people and connect with spirits for them," which is such a nice idea. But I don't think, nor should they, I don't think people understand what it is to be a medium. And I know people don't understand. Like, I have a little bit of a pet peeve. It's not a pet peeve. I feel bad because I ask people stuff all the time. Like, I'll meet someone who like works on the stock market and I'll be like, ooh, what is the stock market? Can you explain it to me? And it's like, no, I can't. I'm not working. I'm having a glass of wine. I don't want to freaking explain what the stock market is. You know what I mean? Like, no, right? That's like exhausting. Or people doing all kinds of things. And it's just like, no, it was so funny. I was talking to my doctor and she was like talking about perimenopause, which I'm not in, but whatever. That's a whole nother subject. Anyway, she was talking about it. She's like, now when I go on girls' nights or whatever, like girls' dinners, it's like all anyone wants to do is ask me questions about it. And she's like, it's fine. But I'm like, can I order my food first? You know, when you're just like wanting to just be somewhere else and people ask you questions. So I will go to places, I will go to parties or whatever, or, you know, a girls' night. And someone I don't know will be like, wow, you're a medium. So tell me all about it. How did you become a medium? And tell me all about it. And I'm just like, no. And I feel bad about that. So I need to come up with something that's, you know, sometimes I'm like, hey, why don't you and I get coffee one time? You know what I mean? Like, and I've said that before. I'd be like, I'd love to tell you about mediumship because I really would. And it is really interesting and different. And like, I would love to tell you about it, but like, not right now. Like, what am I supposed to say? Well, when I was 6 years old, you know, in 1980, whatever, like, and just sit. And then all of a sudden, I don't think people realize in order for me to do it justice, I will have to tell the story. And then all of a sudden, I am dominating the entire girls' night. And here I am telling my life story. That sucks. I don't want to be that person. I know, I mean, I do like attention. I like to speak my truth and talk, but like, I don't want to do that. And then I'm like telling my life story. And I don't know how to say it in a way that's like shortened. It's like, oh, I've always been a medium. Yeah, it's really cool. And I talk to people every day. And like, and then you're like, wow, is talking to dead people real? I don't know if I'm a believer. Like, why should I be a believer? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't convince people to believe. Believer in what? Believer in what? That we continue on? Like, I don't know what to say. And I feel like that sucks about me. Maybe it's just because I've been doing it so long. I don't know. Oh, I have to take these headphones off. They're really bothering my ears. Hold on. That feels so much better. I don't know. Like, maybe towards the beginning, I was more, you know, eager to share it with everyone. I will share it with everyone. And I will talk to people. And if someone's like, hey, can we go grab tea? Like, I want to hear all about this or whatever. I'd be like, of course. And I'm totally fine with chatting about it or whatever. But it's a lot of emotional effort to go deep in. Sometimes I tell people like, oh, you should listen to my podcast. You know what I mean? I explain it really well there. I hope this makes sense, you know, to you guys. And maybe you guys have, you know, jobs too as well, where people ask you in just a nonchalant way to tell your life story. And you're like, oh, I can't right now. You know what I mean? And then like, sometimes I will go into it a little bit and people are like, oh, yeah, like my mom did that with like a medium once and like she hated it and like she didn't tell her anything. And I'm like, oh, cool. Great. Thanks. Now, this is me as well. I am this person in many other realms. You know what I mean? Like I sat next to a dermatologist one time. Oh no, they were a plastic surgeon one time. And I was like, oh, hello, come here. What do I need done? Talk to me about my face. How much does it hurt to get, you know, an eye surgery where like your eyelids are on your eyelashes? Do I need that? How much is it? You know, I do it too. But for me, it's a real challenge. So I wanted to come on and talk about being a medium a little more and about people that believe that they want to be a medium. So just taking it back, and I told you guys this before, I started to realize that I could feel and see things that weren't there. I think at the age of 7, you start to wake up in a different way, just in general. Okay. So what I woke up to was an ability to feel, see, and hear things that, quote, weren't there, feel energy, feel wary or not comfortable around certain people in the living. I remember looking in the mirror at a very, very young age and saying, oh my God, I am me. I am me, looking at my face and realizing it was a completely different face than a face I've had in the past. It was a complete and utter soul realization that I had a new face than I had before. Oh my God, I am me. I'm this girl now. It started at a very, very, very young age, this deep ability to see that there was a veil here, and I could see through that veil. And when I was 7, I started healing, seeing, connecting with a child spirit in the house that I moved in with my mom and stepdad. Again, you guys have heard this story before. Some of you haven't. And if you're new here, welcome. But I felt the spirit energy sensation of a little boy around the house. And my parents later found out that a boy had drowned on the property. And I spent most of my childhood very, very afraid and uncomfortable and afraid of the dark and afraid of being alone. And sometimes I was just afraid, even if I was with other people. A lot of people have had these experiences. A lot of people have child experiences with connecting to spirit and later, don't have them anymore or don't become mediums. Okay. A lot of children have imaginary friends that when I read for them, it is an acknowledgement. Actually, their guides will acknowledge that it wasn't an imaginary friend, that it was someone they brought with them from a past life that was still checking on them. Sometimes it was, a spirit that was still kind of hanging around. There's all kinds of things. And there are many children that have these experiences. When you are a child, you are just left spirit. You know what I mean? So you're closer to it. And it happens. I think for me, it was all encompassing, and it led me on a lifelong journey to come to find out I was a spiritual medium. I could actually tune into, quote, the other side, or tune into beyond the veil. Tune into that. And eventually, after much practice, decipher who I was talking to. Was it a crossed over loved one? Was it a spirit guide? Was it an angel? Was it someone's ancestor? Was it someone's higher self? Is that an animal spirit? What am I seeing? Am I seeing something that's going to happen in the future? Am I seeing something that's going to happen in the past? After much, much practice, I was able to hone in on this skill, this talent, this gift, whatever you want to call it. And by the way, we all have gifts. We all have gifts that come in all kinds of forms. So, it was always my destiny. It was always my destiny. So every step that I took led me to be able to speak on this podcast, led me be able to do, 15 readings last week or however many I did, lead me to share this information with you. Everything led me to this. Being a child actor, moving to Los Angeles, learning massage and learning Reiki, bartending, cocktail waitressing, and drinking my face off. You know what I mean? Partying, finding out who I was, getting my heart broken so bad. In many ways, getting my heart broken. Trying to work on healing family trauma, forgiving people, forgiving myself, all kinds of things, everything led me to be able to do this so that I could work with people, so that I could understand people, so that I could fall in love with every single person I read for, because I have a heart for people, humanity. I think everyone has so much light in them. But it was a lifelong journey to move towards mediumship, and I went at the pace that my soul could process. If you have no idea what you are doing, and you go, I'm going to be a medium, and you sit down and try and open for someone, it's not going to go well. And you're going to get really scared, and you're going to have problems. It's not going to be fun. People don't understand. how careful in a good way, how many boundaries you have to have, and how much practice you have to actually do the work. I think people are incredibly disrespectful of mediumship. I think people treat mediums and light workers, not all the time, but I think there is a lot of treatment of mediums and people treat them like shit. I really do. I think people have an idea of what mediumship is from seeing some flashy 30 seconds of a reading on TV, which is, I've talked to people that have been read by TV mediums. They're awesome, by the way, like nothing against them. But, it was they were shooting for 4 hours, working with messages, so on. And then 30 seconds airs. And people go, I'm going to go to a medium. That's what I need. I need a smoking gun. I need a big bang. I need them to tell me their blankie when they were little was blue, or else this person's a fucking, and they're not like, well, maybe this person wasn't on that day. They're like, this person is a charlatan. They're a crock of shit. They're a liar. I mean, people are so brutal with mediums. And listen, some mediums are kind of weird and are maybe fake. I don't know. Have you ever met a fake lawyer? I mean, I had a PR agent swindle me out of all of my money. You know what I mean? Are there great PR agents? Yes, I had a great one too. But they're shitty ones. I mean, I have people tell me so many stories of like, yeah, I don't believe in mediumship anymore because I went to like this psychic on the boardwalk and they told me this and it wasn't true. And they just trash me and my life and my life's work. They have no idea that spirit brings through what will serve you. I trust spirit so much more than I trust people. I go in to read for people sometime and it's like they don't actually want to be read. They cannot handle the information that's going to come through, or they want to know what they need to do to move forward in their life. And then spirit tells them and they're like, yeah, no, bye. They don't want to do that. Their egos, they're having an ego attack. And people are so mean about mediums. People have said the meanest things to me and just trashed me and trashed my whole life and trashed my occupation and just been so horrible. People have written me terrible letters, horrible notes. People have protested out of group readings that I did, protested with the Bible that I'm some kind of demon devil. People can be so mean and people revere mediums so much in the sense that they're like, this person is going to change my life and make my life better. And then when they realize a lot of it has to do with them, they're like, this person's a fucking liar. And they're the worst. And people have done that to me. And some people have come back to me like a year later, like, oh, hey, I get it now. Sorry. Can you read for me again? It is not for the faint of heart. I sit with people every single day that are hysterically crying. They have had the amount of suffering I've had to sit with and hold space for. I cannot even explain. Nobody knows what I do every day. Not my husband, not anyone, because I don't share information ever. If I run into someone I read for, I pretend I don't see them, like if they're not a friend, until they come up to me. I never tell anyone who I read for. People don't know. I mean, I have a couple of celebrities on my website because they have said, oh yeah, you can tell people you read for me. I wish I could tell you guys the celebrities I read for. It would blow your freaking mind because they are huge A-list, massive celebrities. But they asked me, do not tell you've read for me. I would never. I am not some kind of grubby, liar, right? And you guys know that. It is not for the faint of heart. And I sit with people every day in excruciating pain. I have sat with people that I say, you need to hang up this call and go find a therapist. I am not a therapist. I can deliver you messages from spirit and what comes through. But you need to go to therapy, or they'll talk. They're suddenly telling me all about drug addiction. I'm like, you have to go get help right now. Right now. This is not my jurisdiction, right? I honor the people I read for. I honor spirit. Spirit is love. Spirit is power. Spirit is God. That is who I work for. I don't work for the person calling me. I work for spirit. Spirit is the one who brought those people to me. Spirit brought people to me. And that is who I work for. I work for God. And guess what? Working for God is one of the hardest things you can do. And you know what? So many of you work for God. let me give examples. You're a stay-at-home mom, and every day you wake up and you just give and give to your family because part of your soul agreement with these beautiful souls in God is that you're going to give them this life. Okay, I'm making things up, but you know what I mean? You are a nurse. You go in every day and work for people and save people, and you're working for God. We all work for God in many ways, right? But God is really my only coworker. It's lonely, it's isolating, and it's very, very intense work. And it is not to be fooled around with. If you fool around and dabble in mediumship, it's going to get dark because you don't know how to handle the darkness. You don't know how to handle darker energy. You haven't practiced. It's not just something where you're like, wow, I had a dream where my friend's grandma came to me and then I told my friend the dream and it was really important messages. So I'm just going to read for people and be a medium. And it's like, first of all, that's very cool because you want to help people. Second of all, you have so much work to do before you can do that. You have no idea. You're going to get in front of someone. The amount of things that happen in readings and what I see and what comes up and what comes through, you will have no idea what you're seeing. You will have no idea what's happening. And that's okay. Listen, you can study for 10 years or you can study for 10 days and some amazing things can happen. I don't know. I don't know people's timeline, but I would not recommend dabbling in mediumship. I deal with hundreds and not hundreds and thousands of people a year. I exchange energy with thousands of people a year. It is very intense to work with the public. It's very intense to continuously honor spirit. People ask me questions, and if I don't hear an answer, I say I don't know, and that can really upset people. But I will never lie. I will never push for information. And it can be very, very dark sitting with people that, their 2-year-old just dropped dead, or their brother-in-law just murdered their sister. It is painful. And every day I empty out Erika like she's draining from a drain. I let her go so I can be available and I can work for spirit and get these messages out. It is an unbelievably intense practice. It is my life's devotion. It is a sacred, sacred practice, and it's not to be fucked around with. Now, that was the intense part. Jeez, are you guys with me? Are you like, damn, Erika? Okay, so let me tell you the other side. I have sat with people that have heard things that have completely and totally changed their life experience. And not because of me, but because of spirit. And not because of me, but because of them. Because they're ready to hear those things and they're pulling profound information from me. I'm a straw. They pull it from me. If you come to me, you don't really want to hear, from your person, or you're not ready to hear certain things, it's not going to come. Doesn't mean you have to believe or feel everything I say. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? But you have to be available to the information. I get to sit with people every day. I get letters. I've had people send me art. I have people send me messages, DMs, emails, that they had the most profound experience, that their life is on a completely different path. That the amount of healing that they were able to create from the reading changed them. I get to sit with people who get on a completely different road, and it's the most amazing thing. I get to sit with people and tell them things like, let me think of something. Oh, I was sitting with a woman and all around her in spirit, I could see turtles. And I saw a woman standing there and I saw this woman, she was holding a turtle. And I'm like, I think, is this your wife, who had crossed? And it was her wife who had crossed. She was holding a turtle as a symbol. Well, I said, she's holding a turtle. Do you understand that symbol? She's saying it's her symbol for you. And she said, we got married at a place called Turtle Bay. We used to volunteer to help, rehabilitate turtles. And we had turtles all over our house. A turtle. It could have been anything, guy. You know what I mean? It's just like this specific thing, a message. She is there. She is with you. She's showing me the turtle, right? That's just one example. There are thousands of examples over the last 17 years of the most profound experience. I get to feel that spirit is with us every single day. I have never read for someone that didn't have spirit guides and angels, and I could see ancestors around them. How amazing is that? I get to feel that this life is so profound that we're supposed to be here. I'm shown people's journeys, their paths, past lives, and I get to share that with them and deliver it to them. This is the most incredible, incredible work. It is beautiful. 90% of people are just so loving and so kind and so grateful. And they keep me going. This is such an unusual life and life experience. And I mean, all of you who listen to this podcast, who sit here and listen to these words about mediumship, you know what I mean? It's like, and then you write me, wow, thanks. I heard something in there that helped me. I'm like, oh, I'm doing another podcast next week then. Thank you. I wouldn't change my life for the world. I wouldn't change this experience for the world. Where I bump into things, and I know it sounds like the whole half of this podcast was so negative. It's not negative. I'm just being real with you guys. I'm telling you the truth. This is not for the faint of heart. Mind, body, and spirit. It's very, very intense. I am not a counselor. I am not a doctor. I channel information from spirit. I cannot attach myself to people's reactions. So people say, oh my God, this was amazing and I loved it. I go, oh my God, thank you. If people say you're a shithead and I hated it, I go, oh my God, thank you. I have to keep a little bit neutral. But I am also human. And when people say, wow, that was a great experience, it's great. It feels good. I'm happy for them because I'm going to keep going. I have to keep going. This is my commitment to God. I have to keep going. So being a medium is beautiful. I wouldn't change it. 90% of people are just, oh my God, I cry. Like I'll get in with someone's energy and just sit with them and their soul and their light that is just activated in them. I cry. I'm like, you are the most amazing person I've ever met. I love you so much. And they're like, thank you. Like I'll literally read for someone. I'm like, I love you. Okay, I love you too. Because I'm sitting with the heart, their true soul. And it's so beautiful. I never tell anyone about who I read for. Details, never details. Never details. I've heard so many sad stories, horrible things, violent things, horrific things. And I let them go. I can't even recall, I've read for so many people. It's like people are like, tell me about the coolest reading you've ever done. I'm like, oh my God, have I ever read before? I don't remember. Because I have to release them or else it would be so unhealthy for me. It takes a very specific person to do this work. I don't think it's specific. You have to be specifically awesome. I'm not saying that. But this is a deep, deep life calling. You cannot go into read for someone if you don't know what you're doing. It will be dangerous for them. It will be dangerous for you. It will be unfair to spirit. It's unfair to yourself. So if you are like, I'm a medium, this sounds really cool, I'm down, I'm going to start channeling and just doing shit, I would say go slow. Work with someone that maybe has been a medium for a long time that can maybe give you some assistance. Get to know your guides. Get to know the light. Get to know the dark. And take your time. Every single day when I wake up in the morning and I look at my calendar and my calendar is full with people that want readings, I am like, thank you so much, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for giving me another day to do this work that you've asked me to do. I am so grateful. I am not mad at the people that don't like me. I am not mad at them. And I'm also a human being. And when someone's really mean to me, I'm like, okay, I don't understand you. I don't understand this. I don't understand your choices. And I'm not going to understand. And then I'm like, it's okay, Erika. Forgive them, love them, let it the fuck go. It has nothing to do with you. So if you want to be a medium and you want to learn more about mediumship, I can't help you. No, I'm just kidding. I am going to create a introduction to mediumship workshop. And then I am going to take individual one-on-one people that want to develop their mediumship and create a specialized, focused lesson for them. And that's what I've been working on. So look out for that. I mean, there's several other mediums in the country that are really legitimate mediums. And you'll know them when you hear them and see them. You'll know them. I'm having one on, just a medium. I've had a lovely person on that did mediumistic readings, mostly angel readings, but this is a medium, a really amazing, well-known medium. So that's going to be really cool. But yeah, I mean, I think as I've gone further into my mediumship, things seem a lot lighter. Again, I know the beginning of this podcast was very intense, but I had to lay it out for you guys. You know what I mean? But things seem a lot lighter as I go into the mediumship. Life is good. God is good. That is great. All of this is one stop on your soul's journey. All of this is one moment in time. We are so connected with our loved ones. I love when people tell me also, they're like, just so you know, I'm a believer. And I'm like, okay, sweet, get a reading. You know what I mean? I don't know. And then the other thing that people tell me that cracks me up. I forgot it. Anyway, this is what's happening to me, guys. Is anyone in their 40s that has no short-term memory? Anyone? Anyone? It is so weird. So, you know, I think for me, when I first really opened as a medium, it felt so good because things made sense. Things really clicked. I was like, oh, thank you. It was like the deepest, deepest itch in my soul. I get it now. And I did not get it before that. And I wasn't supposed to get it before that. I was deeply seeking, deeply searching for God, connecting to God through all religions, through all things. And when I opened as a medium, I was like, oh, thank you. Orgasmic. It was like, yeah, thanks a lot. And then I was like, holy shit, what is this? And then I started opening as a medium and I was like, whoa. And then I had a dark night of the soul and I was like, whoa. And then I was doing readings for free. I said, listen, you don't have to pay me cash, but you have to exchange something. So people would write me cards. I had someone send me beautiful seeds to put in my garden. I had someone send me like little things so that there was an energetic exchange, but I didn't charge. It wasn't until later that I felt that I was a safe enough medium, that I was safe, that I was experienced enough, that I was in with my guides enough, that I knew what was what, that I felt comfortable starting to charge. And, you know, it's interesting with, you know, charging as a medium, you know, you think like, wow, you're going to charge this amount of money for 40 minutes of your time. I'm like, no. It's not 40 minutes of my time. It's 40 minutes of my time plus 17 years and thousands of readings. That's who you're getting. And you're also getting someone that has been on a lifelong journey of mediumship. That's what you're paying for. 17 years. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. You know, it's interesting talking about mediumship. I mean, there's so many ways that this podcast could have gone talking about mediumship. You know what I mean? I could have just spent the whole time trying to recollect readings. But it really just came out like, because so many people in readings are saying like I said, oh, I had this experience and now I guess I just, you know, I just want to help people. I just want to help people. So I'm going to start, you know, reading for people. And it's like, do you think that's helping people? Does it help people if you're a lawyer and you just go like, oh, I want to be a lawyer. I read a book on law and, you know, gave my friend some advice and I'm going to be a lawyer now. And you'd be like, oh, whoa, don't do that. That's not going to work. Same thing with mediumship. It must be respected. It must be honored. It must be cherished. So I just want you guys to think about that for emerging mediums, emerging intuitives. This is not a podcast to tell you to stop. This is a podcast to tell you to keep going, keep learning, keep getting yourself to a place where you have that inner knowingness and that confidence, and you know that you're here to serve God, and you know how. I practice for years. Okay, that's it. I love you guys so much. How are you? I wish we could talk back. Let's do a live soon. What do you think? Let's do a live. Let's do a live podcast where you guys can join me on Instagram and you can ask questions. We can talk and I'll record it and I'll put it out as a podcast because I really want to connect with you guys a lot. I want to see you. I want to connect with you. I want to chat with you. I want to see where you are and how you're doing. I love you all so much. I can't believe it's been 5 years and you guys have stuck with me all this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please go on Apple and rate this podcast and leave me a comment. It helps so that I can keep going. My media company still keeps working with me. It really, really helps. And please share any podcast that you've listened to that you like of mine. Share it with your friends and family. It really helps me keep going. I love you all. I'm thinking of you all. If you take absolutely nothing away from this podcast today, please leave with understanding and knowledge that you are not alone. God is with you. Your angels are with you. Your spirit guides are with you. Your ancestors are with you. Your higher self is with you. Your spirit animals. And so am I. I love you. Take good care. We'll talk soon.